Hello and welcome back to another video from Average FPL. Just an extra bonus one, really because they released double game week fixtures last night, and there's a high chance that not many people have seen it or noticed it. So hopefully, if I put this video out, it just spreads the word a bit more and people are a bit more um, aware of what's going on. I think you've got to be really on the ball, especially at this time of year with New Year's and things like that. If just to keep up with these double game weeks, and it's a bit unfair really to your casual fantasy league player, because if you release double game weeks at 6 p.m. on New Year's Eve and the first deadline is New Year's Day morning, then you're asking for a bit of bother really. So yeah, the teams that have double game weeks this week are Brentford, Everton and West Ham. So it's kind of changed my team as well, because in a previous video I was considering who to get, Antonio, Calvert-Lewin or Danny Ings. So it's obviously, I feel like my team is quite solid throughout, apart from, the one striker transfer that I could get in. I feel like I can just keep rotating round, that Jesus Antonio striker role, uh, depending on how the fixtures are and who's got double game weeks, and hopefully that flexibility will really help me, in terms of getting those extra points. So I've decided to go with Antonio. Obviously, Ings didn't have a double game week, so that ruled him out automatically. And Antonio's just going to play more, and also his fixtures looked a bit better than Everton's as well. I think whenever you add in a Norwich at home fixture, you think, right, I'm getting that striker in who's playing them. So yeah, and it's also changed who I'm captaining as well. So I've decided to captain Bowen. Uh, I just think he's on a bit more form than Antonio right now as well. I can see Antonio getting something silly like 4 goals in 2 games here, but really at this point, you think Bowen is playing better, so go with him. I didn't want to vice captain Antonio as well because, although this game has been booked in against Norwich, I don't think it's till Wednesday, so I think that time frame as well means it could get called off again. So I think, well, if it does get called off, then I've still got Bowen playing Palace away, and Bowen's going to score me points. So it's almost, is Bowen going to play in some of those games? Yes, he is. So Antonio's not really needed to be vice. So I've decided to vice captain Kane. It's just an insurance policy, really. But I think I still like Spurs away at Watford, but if teams are going to start having double game weeks, then it just makes mathematical sense to captain them. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't captain them this week. I think people might just want to see how it goes regarding COVID and fixture and player rotation throughout fixtures as well, because obviously there's no guarantee that Bowen and Antonio will start both those games, but I would say there's a high chance as well. So yeah, hopefully, this has made you a bit more aware that there's double game weeks. I also think there's, I don't know if it's been decided yet, but there's potential soon for game week 22 doubles, um, as well. Oh, and it's also important to realise that I think teams like Leicester and Norwich, who had blank game weeks this week, they are now playing games because they're playing the game that they missed later on. So if you've not made your transfers yet, that's worth bearing in mind. If you transfer out someone like Pookie because you thought he was having a blank game week, I know he's got flagged as well. That's just unfortunate. And really, you want to leave yourself as close to the deadline as possible at the moment before making your transfers, but don't leave it within the first 5 minutes, because I know people last week, sorry, the last 5 minutes, I know people last week, the game sort of froze, the website froze, which meant um, people weren't able to make the transfers or make the free hits, and so you want to leave it within about half an hour. I think if you get to within a couple of hours and then things get called off or cancelled, then it's just how it is, isn't it? And it's not going to be your game week. But yeah, hopefully it's helped you out. Good luck this game week. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.